Hello everyone, hope that you are well. This video is the second video looking at SAI Hojo for Okinawan Kobudo, specifically followed the Mateushi lineage. This second exercise is Jodan uke, which is head block. So we're going to go into the basics of this. It's not a particularly complicated movement. This is mostly just about how you tailor the movement with the use and application of the SAI, as opposed to what you would typically do during karate. As always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to put them down in the comments below. I hope you value the video, and don't forget there will be 8 more videos that follow this, looking at the remaining 8 Hojo for SAI. Technique number 2 of Hojo for the SAI is Jodan uke, sometimes called Jodan age uke or age uke, but generally it's just called Jodan uke in the context of Kobujutsu. It is effectively a head block, so it's a simple technique, reasonably straightforward to do, and just has 1 or 2 key points that I just want to emphasise. So first of all, is the SAI must always be foremost when you do this movement. So for example, what you don't want to do is get into the habit of bringing your arm down. You can see the SAI in my right arm is closer to my body than to the camera. So you don't want to get into the habit of coming in and then turning. You do need a rotation in the arm so that you get angular momentum coming through into your block, because that's useful. But what you don't want to do is kind of have this inward scooping action that you sometimes see in some versions of Jodan uke. So and the reason for that is simple. You've got a weapon, so you want to keep that the weapon foremost on the outer edge of your arm, always between you and your opponent. So as you come forward, this is in, and as you come up, you block to the centre line, but the tang on the SAI needs to then hook, and so it pulls. And the reason for this is that you intercept the bow and then pull and hook into here, and you can lock into the bow, particularly if you add a rotation. So as I block the bow to here, I hook, but then I can rotate like so, and contract this against my forearm and pull the bow down. So that forms a good means of control, should I wish. So we always make sure that we cover the centre line and then pull. Now you'll see some systems that will exaggerate this to the extent that it almost looks like you end in a sodo uke position almost. We don't do this, we just come 1 and small pull. So from our same starting positions before, we're going to come in, up, hook, and then come back. And then as we step back, we keep the arm, come through on the inside, and then block again. Just from a different angle. A couple of little mistakes just to really be aware of, because this movement is quite simple, is you don't want to lose the contact of the SAI with the forearm. So you don't want this kind of thing to be happening. You need to make sure that you keep the tension through your index finger, so that pulls in tight to the forearm, so that as you block there is no gap, so you don't get kind of 1-2. It's ineffective. So you always want that tight, and then through, and then pull back. Make sure that you pull back with your hip. So don't just sort of, it's not just your arm, your hips are still coming in, you intercept, your hip pulls. To add power into the movement. So technique number 2, very simple, simply Jodan uke, but just make sure that you incorporate those points into the technique. Next video we'll focus on number 3, which again is quite a simple movement, simple ski, and then we'll move on. I hope this series going through the Hojo is beneficial to you. Hope you find it useful. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.